All right, so this is the next day. This is kind of the director's cut. I'm no longer banned, and I'm pretty sure this just happened in front of me. She left the server. This is the person who's supposed to take over the server. Yeah, she's left or been banned or what have you. So, after our announcement, obviously, with this message, um, she or he, one, he tried to say that he's not Knight, which we can disprove with one simple photo, and I will use me and Apache's DMs real quick as, I'm assuming this is him, as the proof because it's up here somewhere. This is his Roblox account, one of one ham. He changed his name to Knight, so just not true. Also, this guy's Roblox profile picture just looks like a groomer. Once again, if you go watch Schlepp's videos, the groomers always look like this fucking dude's avatar. Little heart, whatever the hell's going on here, the little like uh anime kind of, I don't know, just this guy looks like a groomer. Just looks like one. And so it's gone now, but he said it in his announcements that he was going to give it to Maddie, that he'd already transferred it to Maddie, who was, if you remember from last night, was, let me find it. Where's Providence Automation? Automation. Here it is. It's been so long, my old friend. If you remember from last night, this is the person that was in one of these DMs. Right. So this was during it. Ham cheated on me with the 15. This is ex-girlfriend who apparently is not a minor this time. Um, thank God. Also, I just noticed, like, look at this profile picture, and then look at Knight's profile picture. I'll have to find him because he's been posing as offline forever. Like, I don't want to say it's the exact same thing, but it's giving off the exact same vibe. Anyway, he announced that he was going to give the server to Maddie. As a matter of fact, he'd already transferred it, and now he's deleted that message, and it was never true to begin with. Right off the bat, I tried to. So Dino has a command called, and people are still trying to run it, which is hilarious because this was hours ago. Server info, and if you run slash server info, it shows who owns the server. Um, Also, look at this. This is insane. How brain dead do you have to be? She's rolled princess. That's adorable. God, another victim, unfortunately. Um, anyway, yeah, if you run slash server, and it shows who owns the server. And so he said that he transferred the ownership, and then she pretended to ban, and we can find this. Uh, I don't know if this will work. Oh, it's way later. She pretended to ban him. Uh, I don't know where it is. I guess I don't know. I don't think you can like because it was like in an embed like from a Dino. But anyway, she like pretended she banned apparently one of his alt accounts, but pretended like it was him, and it wasn't. And I immediately pointed that out. And so I'm now going to show you my DMs with Maddie from start to finish as to how this started, right? So she DM'd me around noon EST this morning. She goes, Commissioner of HFA. Um, so she forwarded a message. I assume this is from Knight himself. This please stay with me is just, ugh. This gives you like the heebie-jeebies, dude. I hate this guy. I dislike this guy so much. Anyway, if you keep these DMs private, be appreciated. I'm good, honestly. I'm not trying to. I have nothing to hide, and they do, which is why they want it to be private. But yeah. So first of all, she just like snitches on everyone. So I thought she was like gonna like turncoat. Um, and she said, I don't know why I've stayed for so long. Neither do I. And I said, you can start by unbanning me from the league. I don't know why I banned you. I can't imagine why, Maddie, but I can take a guess. Um, and I said, if you have a relationship with him, you should probably stop, which I think it's a pretty fair point. And I guess maybe like if he's no longer a part of like genuinely he removes ownership, he's gone. Then yeah, maybe we can drop this. Um, yeah, and then she like makes an excuse for why she's in a relationship is just through HFA, but you don't have to run HFA. You could have just stopped or gone somewhere else. If you really just want to own a Football Fusion 2, you could just gone somewhere else. So I don't know if that makes it okay. This is still like guilty by or by association. Um, yeah, I said if Ham gives you a show, just get rid of it. It's bad. The literal name of it is it's the original name. I think he's calling it something else now, but it was originally called Ham's Football Association. That's why it's HFA, Ham's Football Association. It's literally named after the groomer. So I was like, you should probably do that. I said, listen, you could like try like merging. I did. Hey, Hey, I'm a businessman. I did throw my name in there, but at the end of the day, she was like, "Oh, I do own another league. I wanted it gone. I wanted it merged into something else, or just gone completely. And I want Knight to no longer have a platform." Yeah. So the damage is done. I made this thing like it's like if EDP gave his YouTube account to someone else and was like, "Hi, I'm not EDP. I just run EDP 445's YouTube account." Like that's not gonna fly. And yeah, she's like, she might merge into her own league that she runs, a 2v2 Football Fusion 2 league. And I said, yeah, you should probably do that. And she even admits that she's not certain he's going to give her ownership. And then, so one of like his cronies bans me for some reason. And this is like, so one of their admins said it was her, and then yada yada yada. And then I said, are you gonna like keep it that way? Are you gonna unban me? She said, yeah, I suppose for now. So I was like, okay. And then I said, do let me know an hour and a half later, like what's going on. And she goes, I bought the league and I'm rebranding it. Okay. So then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll follow up. Get me unbanned, and I'll take a look. And so she unbanned me. So I asked her how much she bought for $800, supposedly, right? If I'm being honest, I don't believe anything that is said here. And for reasons that we'll get into, I don't believe any of this, honestly. Yeah. So what do you intend to do with it? Like, are you still gonna merge into your 2v2 league? Or are you gonna just rebrand it? And yeah, she's gonna rebrand it to Maddie's Football Association. He's giving it to me today. Um, And I said, keep me updated, we'll do. And then at some point after this, between these two messages is when that announcement came in that was like, hey, I transferred it. It's hers now. Haha, I have nothing to do with this anymore. Uh, and then so I pinged her a bunch of times now. You can literally see how many times I pinged her, just the things I said. We'll just look at some of the things I said. It was just me basically trying to like confirm that she owned it. I don't know why it's not like, why is it not like, it's supposed to like do the from thing. Oh my God. From. Okay, it's just not going to work. But I basically was just me pinging her and be like, hey, why can't I run slash server if I approve it? And then she fake bans one of his alt accounts, but then pretends like it's his. Also, she knew she didn't have ownership, but she never like corrected him or anything like that, which we'll get into in a second. So I'm basically alleging that she was complicit in this lie that he was telling that. And then she said, and I said, then why did he lie to everyone and say he already did it? And she said, I never said he transferred ownership, so that's a bold claim. No, it's not. I didn't say you did, which I just said. I said he announced it, and you didn't correct him, which I think by association is still her lying because she could have corrected him and said, well, actually, he's in the process of transferring it. So it's very boring, but you get the point. It feels like she's lying on his behalf. So I see, that's still a lie. I'm at dinner with my family, by the way, when I'm doing this. The grind never ends. And she said, "What's a lie?" So she got hit with the Men in Black neuralizer. They flashed her. If you know what I'm talking about, it's what is it? It's this. Oh, right. You can't send fucking gifts to bots anymore. I forgot about that. Um, where is the other? Oh yeah. And I said, you pretend to ban him as well to further the lie. And she, I didn't pretend to ban. I banned one of his accounts. And I said, under the impression that you were banning him, it's misleading. I was trying to. I thought he already transferred, but I said he just gave me administrator. How do you not know you don't have ownership? Like, how are you going to pretend like, oh, I thought I had ownership? Like, how? You really genuinely don't know how Discord works? And you're going to drop $800 on it? It's something if you don't even understand how owning a server works, I don't think you should be spending $800 buying a really big one. So I just don't get it. Also, there's a ton of allegations that HFA is botted, which it's hard to tell because you can't see offline members anymore on Discord. If you scroll to the bottom, we just get to online members is the issue. And it just keeps going. It'll keep like slowly loading in. So you can't see offline members. Uh, and I don't know, I guess someone deleted stuff. I want to say someone said that they kind of got nuked, like someone like raided them, so I think they deleted some of their emojis, or I don't know what's going on. But regardless, she just left, um, and that's where we're at now. So, and yeah, if anyone still believes that this is not Ham, which he hasn't rolled himself back either, it's hilarious. He's like pretending he's literally just like crawled into a hole and is pretending he doesn't exist, which is so embarrassing. What a coward. What a coward. He has not apologized once for this. Not that it matters, right? An apology doesn't change what he did or make anything better about this. But what a coward. He won't even admit it. He hides behind this. I mean, I don't think he said anything. I do not know why from is not working. Author type? What the fuck? All right, I don't know how this works. I don't believe he said anything since yesterday. I literally don't think he said anything since yesterday 11:01 p.m. in this server. If he has, I'm not aware of it. Um, and it's ridiculous. And there's some guy, there's some girl, I would assume. I don't know. Standing him, and at least we didn't pay a quarter of it when he won. That's hilarious. I don't know who this guy is, but I guess he must have received payment. This just isn't true. It's a total side of like we definitely paid everyone out for that. I should know. I'm broke now. I've never financially recovered from this. It's just stupid. But that's where we're at now. Is that he's changed nothing. He's not even responding to it though. He deleted his thing too, or did he? Yeah, he deleted his thing. There used to be a thing above this where he was claiming he wasn't ham, but he's given up on that lie. He just keeps lying and digging himself a hole. And this is the craziest part. So, someone got me in contact more or less with Kepler, who is this guy. He's a senior staff member. Um, this is totally separate, but there was some dude like claiming that I text minors, and I was like, "Hey, can you guys like ban him for spreading that?" And he just ignored me. And he said they're not on the server, but they literally are. I don't get what his point was, but anyway, that's a total other conversation. That has happened to me though. Someone like faked a picture of me sending some crazy stuff in like chats, and it isn't even kind of true. It's completely doctored. This was a long time ago, and I remember AFD spread it, which is why I like banned AFD because I wasn't having that. But yeah, a long time ago, and that's what a real lie looks like. It's super disprovable. I can immediately point out that that never happened. So if Ham was innocent at all, you think he would just come out and say it, but no, he cowers and hides. And I was like, you should at least make the Tenzin's the owner of Football Fusion 2 if you are living under a rock and don't know. Uh, you should at least make him aware. I said they shouldn't be allowed to advertise in the Football Fusion 2 store at the very least. I mean, Football Fusion 2 is a game primarily comprised of under, 15-year-olds and younger and older, but mostly 15-year-olds and probably younger. So, I think maybe they shouldn't be able to advertise that. He also says in one place, this is from like a separate DM, but not with me, but I was reading his DMs with someone else when I responded. He said that they're not related to the FF2 server. That's just bogus. Yes, they are. They post their invite is sent thousands of times in the Football Fusion 2 server over the lifetime of their league. So yeah, it is affiliated whether they like it or not. Um, and yeah, it's getting posted, 3 times a day at least because they have alts in there, as I showed in the other video, that they just spam their invite. Um, and he said that all FF2 players know and they can make their own decisions. If they don't want to play for the groomer, they don't have to play with the groomer. That's not that's not how this works. I would like to reiterate, or not reiterate, but just say this. Not doing anything is in itself an action of compliance. You are basically saying, Kepler, that you are okay with this. That we're not going to, it's out of our hands, we're not going to do anything about it when you don't do anything. And I made the point of like, not everyone knows. Let's say everyone in PFL knows, which they don't. Not everyone reads my PFL announcements. That still isn't everyone. So that just doesn't help the situation at all. And to that point, he goes, "Oh, though it is weird, yeah, weird. That's what you call it, Kepler. Once again, another loser, and I'm just yeah, just a fucking loser who's gonna play it down. He tried to groom a 15-year-old. I don't know why that's so hard to fucking comprehend. It was a mistake. Oh, it's weird. It's just weird. No, dude. No, I've seen weird. I've seen mistakes. This is neither. This is I tried to groom a 15-year-old. I mean, and there's a new picture I'll show you in a second. Let's talk about the mistake, the weird, just a little weird thing he did. Grown man sending these messages to a 15-year-old. You can see the rest here. I'm not going to read over, but he said, we're not taking time of our lives to delete every HFA Discord link. And I was like, you should. It's your job. It's what you do. They want me to force people to leave the league? Yes, I do, actually. Yes, I do. Or I want you to at least make them aware of it. Be like, hey, HFA's owner groomed a 15-year-old, guys. I have a large, you should probably be aware of this when you're playing Football Fusion 2 leagues to be aware of this. And I said, yeah, I want you to spread awareness. He said, okay, fucking never did another thing about it. I did send this video, just the video, nothing else, 2 10s and the original one. Obviously, I doubt he's never gonna, whatever the heck, like read it. But I'll check Media Center. This could be interesting. What could it be? Hey, I got banned for using JPEGs in a private. Well, I can't comment on that at all. At all. This could totally be fake. This could totally be fake, but It probably is fake, so let's not slander that poor guy's name. I might even cut that out if I bother to edit this, but I probably won't. That's probably fake. Let's reserve judgment there. Anyway, let's look at that picture. This mistake, this simple, uh, it's a mistake. It's weird. That's right. It's weird. Yeah, it's just a little weird. When we meet in real life, I will be all over you. Imagine I don't even want to read that, but you can read it. What an insane thing to write. Oh, oh my God. I mean, and these are real. These are straight from his DMs with her, the person that catfished him, which I don't think was even a girl, or maybe it was, but I know it sounded like a real 15-year-old girl. But this is straight from the DMs with this girl he believed to be 15, and he even acknowledges it in here again. And once again, I'm going to reiterate, I think he fetishizes about being with a younger girl. It's disgusting. It's vile. So it blows my fucking mind that Football Fusion 2 is not going to do anything about this. I bet LFG, which is the largest Football Fusion 2 league, who could make a much larger difference than I can, is going to do anything about this. They're just going to fucking not care, which is disgusting. I will say it again. Not doing anything is not actually not doing anything. You're making a statement by not doing something about this when you very well could. LFG has put restrictions on me. On me. You know why? Because I've insulted Vol. I've just insulted him. Oh, now he cares. Right when it cares about him, it's just a fucking, just a little into this man's mind. Is if it's about him, then he cares. But if it's about the protection of the people in his community or anything like that, anything where he has to do something moral, it seems void. But please, Mr. LFG owner, please prove me wrong and do the right thing here. I will love to see it. But that's about where we stand now. It just looks like he's going to continue to own this server. And it almost looks like, I mean, there's people talking about it. I guess there's a good amount talking about it. There's a good amount talking about it. I was kind of mad if I came in here and was like no one talking about it, but it's half and half. There's like some randoms just talking about whatever, and there's people saying, obviously he's acknowledging, bye HFA, I'm leaving. You're a fucking freak. So yeah, and I don't think they've lost. Oh, I guess they've lost by like 30, 40 members probably. They were at almost they were almost at 16,000 earlier. Now they're pretty far down from that, and you see a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of leaves. So that's good, but it's not enough. And so yeah, nothing in terms of our leagues changing. If you own a team in HFA tomorrow, right? No, by Friday. I'm sorry, by Friday. Or if you're a staff member in any capacity, we're going to expel you, and you could appeal once you're no longer with HFA, but you have to be out of it. And we might even extend it to if you're in HFA, you can't play in PFL. It's just the way it is. And I want you to acknowledge that this potentially hurts me, right? Like this hurts our league here. So I'm putting my own. People act like I'm doing this for my own benefit. How? They have more members than me by a lot. We're at 9,300 now. They're at 15,961. Now, probably like 3 or 4,000 of these are bots, maybe even 5,000, but still, they're at the very least a similar sized league. And I mean, if you look at their like announcements, they get pretty good reactions. Well, not really. Actually, for a league that has way more members than us, we got more reactions than this for our Providence Bowl. Like, they won the ring. So it's probably more, maybe it's more bot than I thought. But regardless, this is a pretty big league. And yeah, so we could definitely have people choose to stay with them. I doubt it. But my point is that there's no real upside for me here. I'm just trying to do the right thing by calling this guy out. And God, I hope that once again, you can share this video too if you want, but at least share the first one because the first one's where I really go over what he actually did. And I'll leave it at that. I won't make this too long, but that's where we're at right now. Football Fusion 2 is not doing anything about it. HFA's not like he's not going to renounce ownership or do anything, or I don't know what the fuck he's doing right now. He should just delete this league and disappear off the internet if he knows what's good for him. And yeah, and my band's staying. So that's where we're at. LFG hasn't done anything. I wouldn't know. They've banned me and they don't talk to me, so I can't even communicate with them about it. So that's where we're at now. And there's our update. I'll leave it at that. Goodbye.